Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Kevin.
Well, this is an omni-shambles, isn't it? I'm astonished that Rishi and Suella and the gang didn't predict that there may be legal difficulties. I mean, the immigration lawyer mob are coming in with every excuse under the sun, you name it. If you don't like this excuse, they've got another one. They're terrified of water. They don't like the standard of the accommodation, and so on and so forth. Do you anticipate that at any point this barge will be fully occupied by the 500 or so young male migrants it's designed for?
At some point, yes. But
about like the year 2085 or something? Seriously.
But as you say, it's a complete clown show. As you pointed out, Kevin, the Bibby Stockholm has been in operation since the 1970s. It's provided accommodation to homeless people in Hamburg. It's provided accommodation to asylum seekers in Rotterdam. And it's been used to house construction workers off the coast of Scotland, off the Shetland Islands. There's no reason at all why it can't be used to house asylum seekers who are predominantly illegal economic migrants who have paid vast sums of money to criminal gangs to get them here. It's been delayed due to fire safety concerns. That's fair enough. But, now it's operational and the government have dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's. It should be occupied by asylum seekers to ease the burden on the British taxpayer.
In my view, as you said, Mike, this barge has been in commission since 1976. It was commissioned in Barbados, of all places. It has since then sailed around the world. As you quite rightly say, it's housed homeless people, it's housed migrants, asylum seekers, and often construction workers. Even spent quite a long time in the Shetlands, I do believe, and then Holland. Never once has it caught fire. Never once was it a fire risk. Suddenly, when it gets to Portland in Britain, it's described as a floating Grenfell. So this is a left-wing blob, isn't it? Then there was another delay at the end of the last week because apparently there weren't enough high-vis jackets for the staff and so on and so forth. Now, all of that, they've run out of rope with all of that. It's taken 3 long weeks while it's sat there empty in the dock. Now in come the lawyers. With all of their legal objections. At the very best, we've got, I would suggest, months of wrangling ahead before some of these people get on. The government's saying you've got 24 hours. Do you think this will be sorted in 24 hours and they'll all be filing onto the barge?
No. To put it bluntly, this is going to be drawn out over a period of weeks. The fact is we have a legalistic culture in the UK, a culture of litigation. The system is rigged against the British taxpayer and against policymakers who want to control our borders. And, you mentioned the blob there, a sort of nexus of NGOs, charities and third sector organizations and activist lawyers. Ultimately, the system has outsourced our immigration policy to these people, and I think that's wrong. Kevin, the cost of the asylum system is around 3.6 billion, and that doubled on the previous year. Yeah. There are around 50,000 asylum seekers in subsidised accommodation, and this is costing the taxpayer 6 million every day.
Yeah, and rising. I mean, your organisation, with your excellent colleague Alp Mehmet, you chart how many people come into the country both legally and illegally. Now, the barge, which actually looks like quite a nice sort of standard of accommodation. As I said, it's got a 24-hour canteen serving free food. It's got a pretty good-looking gym, lovely views of the sea, which, of course, so many of these migrants apparently find terrifying. And also, they're being offered free trips to the cricket, complimentary tickets to local music festivals, days out to local places of interest. Weymouth is nearby, etc., etc., etc. Plus their 45 quid a week or that they get from benefits. I mean, is there any sort of sign of even a scintilla of a deterrent in all of this? It's supposed to be a deterrent. It's not, is it? It's an enticement.
Well, there are very few deterrents in the United Kingdom. You know, that's part of the pull factor for illegal immigrants who want to enter the country. As you said, it's great accommodation. You know, it's spacious. There are communal facilities, ensuite bedrooms. Yeah, I mean, there are very few deterrents in the UK. I think the government is sort of reassessing this legal framework we have. And, you know, there are new sanctions being introduced for people who are employing illegal immigrants. I think that's a good step forward, but clearly enough hasn't been done to deter people from coming here.
Mike, great to talk to you. Thank you very much for your time. That's Dr. Mike Jones, Executive Director of the excellent Migration Watch UK.